Well, welcome back to our latest British Web Awards interview, and we are joined today by the talented Brigitte Jarvis, who is the writer and star of her wonderful award-winning show, Spring Clean. Hello.
Hello, Chris. Thank you for having me.
Hello, and how are you? Having a nice evening where you are? Because you're in Australia, aren't you?
I am in Australia, and believe it or not, it's actually very, very cold at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm great. And I'm by the sea, so we do get amazing sunsets, but it's very chilly. Yeah.
Oh, I'm by the sea as well. I'm a few minutes away from the beach, so it's
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Enjoy the sunset walks as well. It's nice, and
yeah.
I did go to Australia in 2012, and I was amazed how it's so hot during the day, and then at evening it does drop, doesn't it, to cold, like you say. It can get quite cold at times, can't it?
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, that's our geography questions and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. That'll do. That's all I know.
Perfect. So, let's just get in a bit about your background. What was kind of your background? So, where did you get started? Was it the acting or the writing, or where did you first kind of go into creativity?
It was very much acting, and I actually did a lot of sort of scenic art as well. So it was kind of that creative side. And then when I moved to Australia, I became artistic associate at a multi-art form theatre company, and I started writing. And I realised how much I loved creating the characters myself and telling stories and choosing really, interesting female-driven stories. So yeah, it's built from there. And then I made a decision a few years ago to sort of transition more into screen. So here I am.
Brilliant. Okay. Yes. And so is it always just kind of been the acting? Is that where you get a kind of buzz from as well? Is it just is that really what you love doing?
Yeah, I would never want to give that up. I have made things without myself in them, and I'm interested in doing more of that, but I still always want to be able to be there telling the stories as well. But I'm really enjoying the writing. Like I'm loving the writing, getting more and more pulled towards that now. I kind of realize as you get older, there's more you want to say.
Yes. Yeah. And what would you say is your favorite part of the writing then, of the process? Because it can be a process, can't it, the writing?
It's definitely I was going to say it's definitely not when you've got it all jumbled up and you don't know how it all goes. However, it's kind of fun piecing the jigsaw together. But I think I love it when I get an idea and it just all like tumbles out of me, and I'm laughing quite often at my own thoughts, which I think, is that normal?
I do that. I do that.
That's what I love that, because I think, oh my God, if I think this is hilarious, then someone else is gonna have to.
No, I'm ruthless for that as well. My writing, so I'll start laughing, and then you get it out of your head, and it can almost become therapy at times, can't it? Writing and stuff. Would you say? Do you like to write from kind of experience, or is it just mainly kind of the creativity in your head, or do you like to put bits of life and things? Or
definitely a mixture. I think so far everything I've written has got some element of a bit of me or someone I know that I've sort of combined. So for example, the character in Spring Clean she's probably a combination of me, my sister, and my collaborator who did the theatre shows with me, her kind of family backstory, and we've kind of like, it's all mashed into one. So yeah, I do find there's always some element, but I've got a new little mini web series I've made, and that's not me at all. And I'm actually finding that really fun, because there's not as much pathos in it, but it's just much more just fun. Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah. So we'll crack on to that one in a bit, the new web series. But let's get talking. So where did the idea for Spring Clean first kind of come from when you wanted to put that together? What was the origins of Spring Clean?
It was it actually sort of came from the character Rowena, and Raw Collective, the theatre company I was with, still with, we did a show with 3 female leads, and that character was one of them. And then we decided to do a sequel with just the story of Rowena. And after that one-woman show, the response from my demographic was so powerful, and so people found her so relatable, and they wanted to see more, you know. And we said, this woman needs her own show. And so I started writing it. That's where it came from.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Why don't you give us the pitch of the show? I should have asked this first, but yeah, why don't you give us the pitch of what Spring Clean is? If you could summarize the story and the characters, how would you sell it?
Oh, gosh, you've put me on the spot now.
I can read the summary on.
Would you like to, Chris?
I'll see. Well, Bridget, I'm here to help.
Oh, thank you.
But I mean, how would you describe it in your own words, would you say?
I'd say you've got a middle-aged, messy woman who's trying to build her career in a man's world, on the brink of disaster, popping pills, etc., just and paddling like a duck underwater, but appearing very together. So we come to Rowena at the point where she's not got much fight left in her, and it's all very messy. And then she has a cleaner who becomes like a friend, and kind of a father figure, even though he's about half her age, and he's sort of her steady words of wisdom while she flails around. That's not really a pitch, but
I did really enjoy watching it. Actually, it was really, really good fun, and the humor I thought was spot on. And again, your performance and stuff, and and as you were describing it, I was remembering the scenes, and it was I really had a good laugh watching that. I shall do your overview summary for you now. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great.
This is Spring Clean. Racing to win promotion and find love. Daily collar. Let's start again. Chaos. I lost chaos. Take 2. Racing to win promotion and find love. Daily chaos follows lonely 40-something Rowena. Her messy endeavors are disrupted by a shiny new cleaner. But is this love or friendship? And who is the man behind the binoculars? Did I sell it?
You said that very well.
Eventually. Eventually I did. Eventually, but yeah, it's lovely.
Better than me.
It's lovely, and it's a nice. It's got that nice quirky humor to it, and it's kind of, you know, when you see people struggling, I think there's a lot to relate there, isn't there? And that's kind of, you know, what you could do there.
I think very much. Women now that I know that have a career and are trying to achieve well-being, mindfulness, you know, make the cakes for the bake sale, have their career and do it all 100%. They're frantic, and so there's so much mileage for comedy in that. And actually, the 4 episodes, which was the entire season, it was written after I'd written a bigger version of it. So it's almost the precursor actually to season 2. It's just really sort of setting up the world and the relationships, and getting the audience kind of excited to see what happens next in the story, really.
Perfect. And
Yeah.
So you decided to transfer and write it, and how was it with kind of what was the kind of, in terms of going into production? Did you have a budget, or what was that like? You thought, I'm going to make this now. We're going to start filming. What was the next step there?
Well, that was actually one of the reasons I wrote this sort of shorter version, because it was manageable financially, and I didn't have a producer. I was kind of very much on my own with this one, and
a lot of people in the web series world are exactly the same boats, and it's
and so there was really no budget. I think it was about $2,000 we ended up spending, or just a bit over that, of Australian money. So that's like 1,000 British. It's nothing. So I had to do just 2 main characters, 1 location, and a very, very sort of minimal crew. And we had to do it over 2 days, which was, we did a bit more than 2 days in the end. We had to do some pickups, but I'd say in hindsight, I would have found the money and given it another day, because it was quite rushed in the end.
Okay, because I was going to say, I mean, because that's the funny thing about budgeting for web series. You can make a web series for whatever's in your pocket, or you could have, you know, hundreds of thousands of pounds, which some people have managed to get and make them. It is nuts. But because the quality of some of them is, it's TV. It really is. It's mad. But the way you've done yours, I mean, that's very much, where I come from with guerrilla filmmaking. That's kind of where I began, and still, even if I get more budgets now for films, I still employ my kind of guerrilla filmmaking tactics, and I still love small crews and things like that, because I think that's where the fun is, and that's where the magic happens. And
and a lot of creativity comes out of that, I think. But this, for me, because it was my first TV, I've done short films before, but this is my first, web series TV. I really wanted to pay everyone, even if it was just a little bit. Yeah, so that's basically where the money went. It's just sort of a token amount mainly, but something. And I learned so much. There's so much I would do differently, and I don't regret anything about the series, but it was such an incredible learning curve for me.
What would you say was the biggest lesson then you learned?
Definitely time, because there weren't as many takes and options on camera angles, and there was scenes where we had to just make do and just do push-ins with the only framing we had, because we hadn't had the time to actually get those shots. So for me, that would be the biggest thing, is just allow more time. Yeah, and get the options and stuff. Was there any kind of funny stories from the kind of production? Was there any? We're laughing, so we're on to something. It was so fun. Just the whole thing was funny, but there were certain bits where I got to just go off and improvise.
Okay.
And so there was this one scene where Rowena's at the door, and she's saying hi to the boyfriend of the cleaner. Don't know if you remember that scene.
Yeah. He turns up, doesn't he? He's got long hair.
Yeah. And they had their backs to the camera because they were doing my shot, and it was just, they couldn't keep it together because I was being really mad, and it was so much fun. It was quite powerful for me because I could just kind of make them laugh, and they had to stay still.
Yeah.
No, that was funny. There was a weird situation with a neighbor.
Oh.
Which wasn't funny. It was really disturbing. But
I'm not sure where this is going at all.
I don't know if I should say this.
No, go for it. Sounds like an exclusive.
So we were just filming at my house. It was all on my property, right? I was careful not to get any numbers of houses or any, And this guy, I think he's really, really paranoid. He's like the adult son of these neighbors. I hadn't lived there long, but I'd always got a vibe from him. And I'd seen him. He started driving backwards and forwards, and he had a camera in his car, and he thought we were spying on him because we had all these cameras.
Yeah.
But the funny thing was, and he started being really quite abusive, and I'm standing there with my crew going like, I'm really sorry guys, I'm so sorry, let's just wait till he's gone. But the funny thing is, at that point we actually had Leonard, the character of Leonard, standing in a bush in my garden with binoculars. This is the most comical, ridiculous moment.
Oh my goodness.
Not possible really to mistake that for someone seriously spying on you. But anyway, sorry, I went off on a tangent then. That was really odd. But anyway, and it was at my own house. So yeah, we've become really good friends. We had him over for drinks last week. Yeah.
There you go. It's a happy outcome, isn't it?
Yeah, we moved. No, I'm joking. Dear.
How much would you say when you kind of write a script and then you bring it to this screen, how much kind of improv would you say you would like to put into it when you're filming? Do you like to shoot the lines and then try a bit of improv, or do you like to experiment as you're doing it? Or
I actually really like to have all the lines, and then if there's improv, it's just in sort of spontaneous moments where the threads being unraveled.
Nice.
So there's room there. So I think I'm just thinking about other stuff that I've shot, but like if it's I've shot something which was just purely a visual short film, much more artistic, and I had my frames that I knew I wanted, but then I was really open to just going with like anything, because in the moment something suddenly looks beautiful that you had no idea would do. So in that sense, I like to be more open just to letting it sort of unravel with some storyboarding still. But yeah, I think with script, I do like to have the script solid first, and then a bit of play within that. Yeah.
I just think similar, where we'd get all the lines and then just say last take, just give me a wild card. Just have fun and just see what happens, I guess.
That's often when the best stuff comes out as well, isn't it?
Yeah. That Hugh Grant said the other day, actually. Yeah, he says often it'll be that moment of improvisation, which is the best take you've done, rather than the 4 months of rehearsals before a feature film. So it's interesting, isn't it? So it's interesting. So when you're putting the production together then, so tell me a bit about your director. How did you get the director involved, and what was that like working with them?
Eva was actually, I met Eva when I was pitching this web series at the Melbourne Web Fest. They have a pitch competition, and it was the first time I'd pitched it.
Do you know Steiner? He used to run it.
Oh yeah, he's not running it anymore. He didn't run it this year, did he?
That's right. No, he stepped down a few years ago. But yeah, we've had a few drinks with Steiner, so he's
great.
He's a lad.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. So I met Eva there, and we just kept in touch. And I can't even remember if we worked together. I think we worked together a little bit on a couple of short films, but then she went back to school and did film, because she was purely an actress, and then she went and did film, and she's just great. She's a very personable, really good with ideas, really confident with just being spontaneous and going with something. And yeah, she was great to have around, actually.
Great. And so what was the previous type of film she had made? What's the type of genre and stuff that she made? Or
actually more artistic, more I'd say more drama. I think actually a mixture, because I'm thinking of something else that she did, which was very, very sort of extreme characters and much more artistic. She's very into art as well, so she quite often has quite an artistic slant. But I've just seen bits of her short film that she's done recently. It hasn't been released yet, but it looks stunning. It's called Something Died in a Forest, and I think it's based on her Hungarian history, her grandparents, and it's shot in a really stunning way. But yeah, no, she's very intelligent, creative director.
Yeah, just looking through her CV now on the page, actually. Yes, yeah, background and stuff, and she's done a notable comedy mockumentary as well, The Theory of Valuation. So mockumentary, that's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no, that's
and
great.
She's won lots of she keeps winning things, you know, sort of, which is a good sign, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
But she went and did a short film week-long workshop with Jane Campion last year or the year before, just before we all got locked down into our own little countries.
Yeah. Just going off topic then, how did you find lockdown and stuff? How did that affect you? Or did you I've spoken to other creators, we were saying it was an opportunity for a lot of them to be more creative, I guess, but how did it what was your kind of journey like during lockdown?
Yeah, well, we're in another lockdown now, and I'm getting so much done. It's great.
True, isn't it?
I'm just getting my shit together again.
I'm ready for one.
So, yeah, I actually was really creative last year. I came up with lots of, I needed to be. Actually kept me sane. So I came up with this other little web series just really to entertain myself and to, you know, maybe make people smile because everyone's having a shit time.
Yeah.
And I did quite a lot of sort of character work and developing different characters with the view to potentially putting them into a series, you know, just really playing.
Yeah.
And well, we finished it. We did finish the post on Spring Clean as well, and then released that over last year. So there was a few things happening which kept me sane. Yeah.
Perfect. I mean, if you're creative, it's a wonderful opportunity, like you say, that a lot of people may not get for a long, long time. Again, because life takes over, doesn't it? Really, you see, and it can get in the way, can't it? Sometimes. Yeah,
I feel like I was lucky to be in that mindset, because I know a lot of people struggled so much that they couldn't feel motivated and they didn't feel creative, and I feel really lucky that I kind of went that way because it gave me something. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, and it's nice that you brought that up as well, because I know a lot of people did struggle, and so it's you know, it was a hell of a time, wasn't it? It's the first time around. We're kind of professionals at it now, don't we? We kind of know lockdowns now and stuff. We're in a good swing of it now.
Oh, yeah.
So, have you had your vaccine or
not currently? No, not yet.
My first web interview was with Kate Warren, and she just literally come from the clinic with a jab. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. I hope I didn't go on too much with her.
Was she in pain? Did it hurt?
She seemed okay. I think she was just a bit, fatigued, which is the only symptom I had was fatigueness when I had mine. So
okay.
Yeah, so it's all good. So you shot the. Can I ask as well, how did you? When did you discover the medium of web series? When did that first kind of pop onto your radar? Would you say?
It was probably actually when I pitched, because I'm a bit older. people my age don't know what web series are. I'm like 46, but
I was going to say
my demographic don't really follow the web series thing, and the younger demographic do. So I only heard about it when I pitched for the Melbourne Web Fest, and then obviously did all my research, and I was like, oh my god, this stuff's amazing. And I don't even know. I think I decided to come up with the idea of the web. I had the idea of like, I should make something with this, character. But I think it was actually the Melbourne Web Fest pitch competition that made me go, right, okay, this gives me a goal, because I'm very much goal and date driven.
Yes,
Makes me move. Yeah. So yeah, that was it really. So probably about 4 years ago.
Smashing. Well, I mean, say you were saying about the kind of the age kind of people not knowing that, but web series haven't really been around forever, have they? They're relatively still kind of new, and I know loads and loads of people say, I'm doing a web series. I'm like, yeah, what's a web series? And you say, oh, it's just films online, I guess.
It's just,
we've got web films, we've got things. I mean, technically the new Scorsese film, The Irishman, technically that's basically a web film because it was distributed online. So it's,
and now there's TikTok series as well.
TikTok, it's Instagram. Are you on TikTok, Bridget?
No, I'm not, but I'm feeling the pressure. I'm not going to lie.
I've started it. I've done 5 posts over Christmas, and I was like, I'm going to leave that for a while. I don't know what the hell I'm doing in that one.
I think if anything, if I'm going to do TikTok, I'm going to come up with a series that works on TikTok. Like, it'll be strategic, but it won't be another platform I play with, I don't think.
Okay, nice. So you like your Instagram, don't you? I follow you on that.
I do like my Instagram.
Yeah, I love Instagram. I love Instagram, but it's nice. You always put in a quirky, you've done characters on there and stuff. But to say, it's nice. I see some things you do in the characters, and it makes me smile. Like you say, it's nice to be creative and do that. So yes.
Yeah. Oh, I tried. That's why, in my mind, that's why I'm doing it, is to try and give people a smile.
And you're kind of recording your journey as well, aren't you, and stuff, and that's nice to be able to do that, and it's nice to follow. It's I've enjoyed that with the festival, where you've got the creators, and then you get to, that's kind of like not the end. We then get to kind of see what people are up to and continuing on with, which is another reason I wanted to do these interviews, which was to kind of touch base, and also because it's an online festival. It's delightful to actually then meet the people behind the scenes.
Absolutely. I love it.
Especially when you're impressed with people's work and stuff, it's nice to say, and actually chat.
Yeah, it's great, and it makes it so internationally possible as well.
Oh yeah.
Like, especially now because we can't travel. But as I was saying earlier, I love the British Web Festival. I love what you're doing and the way you're approaching it in a different, it feels like a refreshingly different way, where it really celebrates and supports the filmmakers and supports their journey. And you, I think because you're a filmmaker yourself, you understand what will help and boost those filmmakers. So I'm loving it.
You've hit the nail on the head. That's what I say to people. It's like, because I'm a filmmaker myself, I've tried to create an experience that I would like to see, and if that was my show up there, what would kind of make me think, oh, that's cool and stuff. So I think that helps, doesn't it, if you come from that background, and stuff, and
for sure, definitely.
Just trying to create something that's cool, really. So
it feels like it's a festival for makers to kind of see and appreciate each other's work and learn about each other's processes and things. And it's great.
Coming out of some wonderful. I'm already editing in my head. I thought that's going to be a wonderful A wonderful promotion there. I think that's great. I thought, oh, she summarised that really well. I better write that one down.
You pitched my show because I couldn't remember the pitch, so we're even now.
I eventually found it. I was like, oh, but no, it's. I like the summary you did of that. Then that was just really nice. And the other nice thing is, you know, it's so nice to do something that, you know, you were saying about, you know, you like to do creative stuff that kind of makes people happy or laugh, and it's really nice to do something that makes filmmakers happy and to give some recognition and a pat on the back to people that have made stuff, because it can be a thankless, hard task to pursue your dreams. It
encourages people, yeah, absolutely, and it just encourages people to make more art, and that's what we want.
Yeah,
the more the better.
100%. I mean, kind of merging all these conversations together there on a little side note was during lockdown. When I did a web series, it was called Love Hurts. It was kind of like, you know, just a guy going on bad dates and stuff like that. And then during lockdown, a writer friend of mine said, you know, I was thinking about you. It just sent me a text out the blue. He said, I was thinking about your show. Why don't you do a Zoom dating with the same character? So, and then during lockdown, I thought, well, I'll put an advert out, see if any actresses were interested, and if they were, I'd start writing episodes. And sure enough, did. And then we've had this really fun Zoom series, and I've worked with people that I wouldn't have ever worked with because they were so kind of far away and stuff, and it was wonderful.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And I never would have thought of writing it ever.
Yeah.
And it's been really good fun. Yeah. So it's just something great. And you know, they're only like 3-minute long episodes and stuff, and they've gone down really well. And they just you get messages from people going, "Oh, that was really funny. That made my day." These episodes, and you think, "Oh, great," you know, because it's just
great. I'm going to look them up now.
Yeah, just fun to do. I'm trying to coax Kate Warren into an episode, so we'll see if we can do it. So it's so if you do look at them and want to get involved, or if you have an idea for an episode, you fancy writing something, we've had a few guest writers on as well. So
really,
yeah, it's a very mergeable show with talent and stuff. I had a friend in London. Someone else. He had writer's block. And I was chatting to him, and I said, I showed him the show. I said, they're 3 pages long episodes. They're really good to get you thinking. And I said, why don't you just try and write one? And sure enough, the next day, he wrote me 3 episodes. So
brilliant.
Yeah, I just tuned my character and just changed some of the verbalizations. You know, I call them Joshisms because his name is Josh. But yeah, he wrote an episode 5. And then my mum said, you know, I think that's the best episode you've done. I went, it's the only one I didn't bloody write. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mum.
Yeah, so if you do want to get involved, if you want to get involved, that you're more than welcome. But anyway, back to you. Back to you. We digress there. We digress. To tell you more about the casting of your show, because we have an award-winning actor from your cast as well. How did you go about the casting?
The casting I was really lucky that the people that I asked said yes. Because I had them in mind. I really wanted to work with John, who's you don't see much of, but he's very much more featured in the next season. So he's the guy with the binoculars.
Oh, yeah.
British, another Brit in Australia. I'd met him at some event. Just, you know, when you just know that you're going to really enjoy working with someone and you're going to get on really well. So yeah, he was just like, yeah, I'll come on, you know, let me know what you want me to do. And he was just great. He was so lovely to have on set and such a gentleman.
Oh, fantastic.
And he's had a really good career in the UK. And he's worked with, you know, a lot at the National and the Royal Shakespeare Company, and so I was just like,
trained by the best.
Lucky. Yeah, amazing. And then Robbie is the Yon character.
Yeah.
Now he's local, so we have like a small filmmaking community down where I am, which is like the peninsula out of Melbourne. And he's a brilliant writer himself. He's made award-winning fringe shows, and
oh, great.
And he's done some films now, and he's making another film now, I think. But he's just really talented. And he, when I first wrote the season, I actually had someone very different in mind, a very different type of character. But he just took it and made it his own. And actually my favourite scene, and it still makes me laugh, is when he's dancing with the duster.
Yeah. I used the clip of that on the trailer, actually.
Still makes me chuckle. But yeah, I knew that I could just trust him to have a play, and he's a very confident performer.
It's a wonderful combination, you two, actually, as actors in the scene. I think it works very well, doesn't it?
Good.
Yeah, it came across really great.
Yeah.
And
and again, then the other character, Kurt, is we actually worked together in a cafe, and he's a makeup artist.
Great.
And he did my makeup, and I was like, I need a gay boyfriend. Do you fancy? He was like, yeah, do it. You need to have a really good resting bitch face. Can you do that? Yeah.
Isn't it?
So that's where Kurt came from.
Isn't it wonderful when you can recruit people? And I've made a few. I've picked up loads of actors from the pub. You know what I mean? And said, they said, yeah, I want to be in the film. And the main thing I kind of go for is similar to what you've had there, which was enthusiasm. When people have that enthusiasm, that's great. And you can work with that. So it's I've done very similar casting. And that's what makes it fun. And you get people in the films, you get people kind of on the big screen, and it's a hoot, isn't it? It's great for them. And you bring people into this creative world, and it's, you take them on the journey with you, and it is lovely.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've got the cast in there, and so Robbie, it was a nice performance, and interesting. You say he becomes at some point like a father figure, doesn't he, to this lady's journey and stuff. But
he's much more switched on, and he's going to business school, and he's quite together, and he's his story really develops in the next season. But it's like he's sort of, even though he's half her age, and he's like the father figure, because her father, it turns out, you will discover in season 2, is
spoilers.
He's busy doing his own thing.
Okay. Right. Perfect. So go on, and so you've already dropped it out the hat. So there is going to be a season 2, which is one of my questions.
Yeah.
How's that going? What stage is that up to?
Well, if I could turn the camera around, I'll show you my wall, which has still got Post-it notes all over it.
Oh, do you want to do it, or? Go on, let's go interactive.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. There is season 2.
There we go. And I'm going to magnify that later, so we'll have all the spoilers.
That's how I start writing. Although in there, like the blue Post-it notes are basically like episodes that have already been written, but now I'm fleshing it out with the characters,
nice.
Adding the storylines and things. However, I have been a bit distracted with this new thing that I've been doing, because it's more quick and immediate and easy to do. So
what's the new thing you've been doing? Oh, the new series.
Just the Catherine, the character. She's a librarian, and she's got a little show called Nestle Into My Nook. It's comedy, and it wasn't really meant to be a web series, but I just sort of kept coming up with. I did about 5 or 6 last year episodes, and now I'm doing a sort of choose your own adventure. So each week, first of all, I got a whole heap of words that people suggested, and I had to write it into a scene. So that saw Catherine leaving her job. Basically, I kind of wrote it into and made the story out of it. And now the Choose Your Own Adventure is, which job does she choose? So I basically, people, it's interactive. So people that are watching them are kind of like, you know, giving me the one that they think out of the three that she should do. So now I've got to tomorrow write that scene, film it on Thursday, and then put it out on Friday. And it's going to be weekly. So nice. I'm kind of busy doing that.
Fantastic. Isn't that good?
Yeah.
You seem really buzzing about it as well, which is the whole fucking point of doing it, isn't
so
it?
Much
to
fun.
Get that buzz. Great. Yeah.
It's at the moment, because we're in lockdown again, and because things are so unpredictable, it's a really sort of a much easier, manageable thing for me to do whilst
great.
You know, things are a bit more unpredictable. So
are you going to enter it into?
Well, do you know what? Maybe I will.
Yes.
I mean, I was thinking I should, but I don't even know
I'm
if you'd
absolutely
say
biased. So
I don't know if you'd say it was a series. You can tell me, Chris.
Let me, if you want me to have a look at it, and then I'll tell you if there's a category it might do, or you know, especially if it's a new interactive thing. That's you know what I mean. That's all about.
Yeah.
It's like you said earlier. It's about finding place. You know what I mean. But yeah, if you don't mind me having a look at it, I'll have a look at it and then see if there's a category we would put it in. But when you were describing it, and you're saying the interactive factor. That's what. Yeah, this is all about. It's like, let's do that, and then let's spread the word of it, you know, which is about.
Yeah, I am enjoying the interactive, actually, because it's keeping me like having to be really switched on creatively, because I have to just respond to what I'm being given and create something around that. So it's fun. It's fun, and it's nice that then people are kind of like, you know, waiting to see what I do with it, you know.
So that's kind of the buzz of having people watching and waiting and then interacting as well, because that can be one of the pitfalls of web series, is that you don't, unlike theatre or cinema, you don't actually get to see people's reactions, do you, and stuff. So this seems like a nice balance of knowing people are watching and interacting, and that's lovely to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a nice.
So all right, I'll probably submit something then.
Yes.
I was looking when I saw that it was time again for submissions. I was like, right, oh God, what have I got? What can I send? Because I would love to. I'd love to be in there.
I'll do a new British Web Awards posting. We're waiting, Bridget.
Okay.
I keep checking my inbox.
Something just for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Product placement. But no, terrific. That, and like saying, and it's all about kind of doing that, and then, you know, spreading the word of the show and stuff, and then you know, just taking us along on the ride as well, really, of what you're up to and stuff, which is amazing. I had a question. It's just gone there, really. But it's the best part, when you spiral off into different directions, and that's what makes it, you know, fantastic, isn't it, when you can do that. I was going to mention. Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
No, you go first.
I was just filling in whilst you
insulted my notes.
I was going to say, season 2 of Spring Clean is actually being written for TV.
Oh, brilliant!
For it to be picked up. If not, it will be made, but the episodes will be 21 to 25 minutes long. And I think there's 5 or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes. Yeah.
Good. Well, brilliant.
So it'll be a bit different. Bigger cast. You know, there's her whole family is kind of involved.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And yeah. So it's a bigger project, but
what a nice involvement, though, isn't it? A nice involvement.
Yeah.
What was that?
My dream is just to have it's just to have producers knocking at the door going like, no, this is great, I'll produce it, just don't even ask me.
Unless it's Weinstein.
Let me produce it
then
for
I'll
you.
be like,
yeah. Oh, maybe not.
No, Harvey, leave the plant pot alone, please. I saw him in Cannes, in 2012. It was that's a different story. Yeah, so it was a bit obvious something was not right then, and I'd only seen him for not a meeting. I just was in the.
Did he touch your bottom?
He was talking. He was talking to someone inappropriately, and that's when I overheard. That's when I overheard and looked around and saw who it was. I was like, I said, Jesus, that's like this Hollywood mogul. But then I was only in this room for 10 minutes, and you could see something wasn't right, but I just thought that's what Hollywood moguls do, I guess. But I thought
it turns out it is what they do.
Well, yeah. I thought if I suspected something after 10 minutes, I can't believe that everyone didn't know. And I think everyone did know. I think everyone did. But anyway, let's get off my conspiracy theory. Bloody Weinstein. Scallywag. But yeah, that's on connecting those two things. The film industry can be kind of nasty and things at times, and it still can. It really can. But I love how lovely that the web community is, and it's the nicest bunch of people you meet, and that kind of goes back to when I first pursued drama. My dad said to me, he said, "Oh, if you go into drama, there'll be the nicest bunch of people you'll meet." And they frequently are, you know what I mean? They're lovely, creative people, and that's nice. And even doing interviews like this, it's so genuinely nice to talk to someone and have the similar interests and stuff. And it really is wonderful to do these, because you just, you get to talk about all the things you like, and it's great. It is really great.
Yeah, no, I agree. Actually, I think a lot of people in the industry, performers and writers, the sort of the creative elements, are actually genuinely, more often than not, really lovely people. Just takes a certain personality type, I think. Often an empath, or someone that kind of understands, humans.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. I think they're really nice communities to be a part of.
Perfect. And you were saying, you've been involved in the Melbourne Web Fest, and we chatted briefly about, when Steiner was there. He was very, I think, inclusive of getting people together, and it always seemed a wonderful festival environment to go to, and that's again drawing people in as well. So yeah,
I think it's is it one of the first web festivals?
I don't know. I know the Los Angeles one was the first one in the world, the LA Web Fest that Michael set up. But I think it wasn't too far afterwards, I think that. And I think that's because Steiner had gone to LA and met Michael, who had run that festival and began it all. And I think they were very close, and I think gave advice and stuff, I think, and that's how he set his up. But, I think Steiner did a great job with it. But, Michael, who sadly died a few years ago, he began all this, So if it wasn't kind of for him setting up LA, I probably wouldn't have eventually set up this and stuff. So it's amazing how many lives, one person can touch, really, isn't it? So
yeah, absolutely.
And if you can do it in a positive way, that's absolutely brilliant. So we got deep there, didn't we?
And that's what you're doing, Chris.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Well,
well done.
Well, it's not easy. The British, we try.
So humble.
Well, when I used to phrase, so yeah, that's absolutely great what we're all up to there, and fantastic. And without digressing too much, I was going to say, life can take over different things. And the other day I had to write another Zoom episode quickly, because I hadn't written it, in weeks. And I had to get this new episode out, to pass on to someone. And it took me an hour and a half, and I did it in the morning, and it was the nicest part of my day. It really was. It was the nicest part of my day. And I thought, I forgot how nice it is to use your head and to to do it. And I was similar to you. I was kind of laughing as I was writing it, and I thought, I hope someone else finds this funny.
That's a good sign. Yeah.
Well, you hope so, don't you? But
I think my other job is I'm a massage therapist.
Okay.
And I come up with so many of my ideas when I'm at work. Okay. I'm like, I can write a whole film in a 60-minute treatment.
Do you think that's because your brain's...
But
do you think it's because your brain's calmed down and you're doing something else, and you're allowed to kind of daydream off? Yeah, very, very similar. Similar.
It absolutely. It's. I find it quite meditative doing the massage. It's, very calming, and your mind can't race about lots of things. You're really sort of in that moment. So you just sort of drop into this creative mindset, and sometimes it's like colors and like I get really excited and I'm like, I want to finish the massage. I go and write this down, or I've got all these like voice notes on my phone between clients, like, she's not happy, eggs in the morning, a big car, and then I get back to it later and go, what was that? No idea.
Yeah, very again, I'm very similar. I go for walks if I can to clear the head, or whatever you can do to relax the brain and not think about the cleaning the house, the sink, the painting, and just go back to being creative. So if you're doing a task, you can then often drift down and do that.
I think I get much more done because I'm a massage therapist.
In what way?
In terms of I wouldn't just sit there and really sort of ponder on. I'd be too busy because I've got kids as well, and there's always something, like you say, there's always something to do.
Yeah.
So I think I wouldn't have all that time just to be in my creative sort of mindset, just to let things fall into my head rather than, being like, I've got to come up with an idea, So I think it's actually beneficial having my job because it helps me with my creativity.
Perfect.
Strangely.
No, but it's fascinating talking about different kind of writing processes there, and it's because in your head it can, like you say, they can sound a bigger task than you think, couldn't it? Oh, I've got to write something, but that shouldn't be the attitude, should it? It should be fun, and I'd forgot how much fun it was till I eventually sat down and did it. I thought, this is the best part of my day, And it was, because we've all got the other jobs and stuff, because and it's a difficult time to do, and
I had the same experience a couple of days ago. I'd had an idea for a monologue for a stage thing, not for myself, but just to write for another actor to do. And I've not done that before. It's always been material for me or someone in something I'm making. But I sat down and it took me about an hour and a half to write this monologue, which I'd been thinking about. And I just set me up for the day. I was so, I just felt so like, right, good, creativity be done. Now what's next?
But it does, it gives you that buzz, doesn't it? And that's great to
absolutely.
do. And even just touching on, I think your central performance in the show was really terrific, and I'm so glad you're saying you still got the buzz of acting, because it was a wonderful portrayal and journey to see for you, and the comedy timing I thought was just wonderful.
Thank you.
Very fun to say on the physical. There's a bit of physicality in there as well and stuff, and it was a pleasure to actually kind of watch it as well, because I often tell people, when you're judging things, it's like you've got a TV subscription to like a new channel, because you get all this wonderful entertainment you watch, and it was absolutely lovely to watch yours and to kind of
there's always the physical is definitely an element of performance for me. I grew up watching Julie Walters, and wanting to be her, just that sort of the physical characterizations that she'd do, and that was definitely my inspiration.
And yeah, so even when you're kind of, you know, poking fun at yourself and you're gonna get the chocolate stuff on your face, and you know, you just, you know, you go for it, don't you, and stuff. That's the way to do it, and it's great. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's wonderful comedy show, and I think that's great. Absolutely great.
I think it just makes people feel better about themselves when you let yourself be as ugly and, like, I mean ugly as in personality wise as well as physical as you can possibly be, and not care. And people go, oh, I'm better
that was the
than
trailer
that.
for
Oh,
it.
I feel good now.
That's good.
Hey?
No, I just put some of the trailer on. I was looking at some scenes and that as we were talking, but it's good to see. It just, yeah, it was a fairly enjoyable show, like I say. But I say that without just saying it, it was this central performance. You took it on. That was, you know, that was the one you wanted to see, and it was just all the predicaments she got into, the character. It was just very, very, very good to watch. The way you performed, it was great.
Yeah.
So.
No. Hi. Thank you.
Well, often you don't get, you know, all this kind of, you know, feedback. People might watch it and really like it, but then you don't get the actual breakdown. But that was something that, because it must have been you know, it's a while ago, wasn't it? But it's still stuck there in my head, you see, so, which is a good sign, isn't it? So.
Yeah. That is very good. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm saying.
She gets up to even more ridiculous, raucous, slightly disturbing situations. Actually, there's quite a few of those in the next season.
Fantastic. And when do you reckon you'll start shooting that? Because obviously you've got it up on the wall at the minute. When do you reckon?
Okay, so I've set myself a goal.
Good.
I want it complete. Hang on, I can't remember. I have to look at my slate sheet, but I think I've said I want it completed by March 22.
March 22.
Like post-production completed. I'd like to shoot it this year, but I don't know. It might end up being the first episode, and then I try and get funding, because it definitely will need some support. Yeah, so if I set myself that goal, then it's something to work towards, but I'm not gonna, you know, I want to do it properly so that it gets the right funding and it, you know, is the best it can be.
I think Australia's very good for funding, isn't it? You've got a good creative arts fund over there, the Australia fund.
Yeah, yes, yeah. We've got a fair amount of funding for theatre shows that we've done.
Great.
But I actually have a bit of a fear of going for funding.
Why? You should do.
I don't like forms, Chris.
You don't like forms?
I don't like forms.
You got to do it. You got to do it.
I know. This is why I want a producer so they can do it for me.
I think tying those two things together there, you know, I was doing different books on, you know, to try and help with productivity and the rest of it and stuff. And one of the tips, you know, they say is, you know, what gets measured gets made. So do what you've done and set dates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Set progress things. And, yeah, that's a lot of it is just a lot of creative people, including myself, you know, very, very creative, but need structuring. And again, so what gets measured gets
not a
made.
Strength necessarily.
Well, it can be taught, and you will be amazed then, you know. So, you know, just set yourself deadlines, you know, and just really.
I think it's more the budgets actually I struggle with, because I remember when we used to go for the funding with the theatre company, Rue, my collaborator, she owns Raw Collective. I'd do a budget and I'd give it to her, and then she'd break it down into tiny pieces, and I just wouldn't understand I just didn't understand it at all.
Don't be afraid of it. You know, just try and learn as much as you can, honestly, and you will. Once I'm the same. I'm getting into all my taxes and things at the minute, but the more you just dive into it, you can. You know what I mean? So I was a bit like yourself. Like, forms and stuff, but yeah.
I've actually just set up a proper LinkedIn profile with all of my work in one place. Which I think, well, in fact, I know it because it looks more professional to have that all in one place and to show what, you know, what my body of work is. More likely to get funders to look at it and go, okay, like she's emerging, but she's made some stuff. She knows what she's doing. She knows her brand. So I'm hoping that's going to help with funders and things as well. Yeah.
You did an Instagram post about it, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, probably.
About when you got on LinkedIn, yeah, you see. So
yeah. Yeah, I think I did.
Well, I think that's roughly everything. I think that's been absolutely delightful. We were saying beforehand, I try and do these light conversations, and that's felt like a really wonderful flowing conversation there. So
yeah,
totally enjoyed that.
Chris.
We're going to see more of you in this new series this year, because we have done a pinky promise, so that's going to be sent to us. So
yep, pinky promise. I will send it to you.
Well, if you want me to have a look at it beforehand and then give advice for what category, something I can do that.
Yeah,
as well.
okay.
And with that series, sorry.
No, I was going to say, because it might be that you think that because the first 5 episodes from last year are sort of did the same thing, but then the interactive choose your own adventure is more what's happening now. And there's a couple of episodes of that so far, but there'll be another one on. Yeah, so you might think that's more suitable. So
well, whatever you think, just we'll have a ganders and take it from there, really. But I'll look forward to watching it anyway. Anything creative with people, I think, is great. And if you wanted to get involved in that series I'm doing, have a look at it. And if you got any ideas,
what's it called again?
It's called Josh Hurt's Zoom Dating. I'll send you an email with a link or if or on Instagram. I'll send a link somewhere. You can have a gander with it. But great fun to do.
And is that just ongoing for you? You're just going to keep making episodes?
Well, do you know, because they're so easy to kind of do, and you know, it's great. And you you work. You're working with people, and when we rehearse like this on Zoom, and everyone I kind of do it for, often it's a first draft script. So as we're kind of rehearsing, we end up workshopping the scripts, and doing things, and it becomes a wonderful experience. And you can see the people you're working with kind of, it's not work, it's fun, because you kind of, So I'm typing away as we're doing it. So it's great. And, if you came up with an idea.
And I just think for like now, when I know you're coming out of that awful lockdown now, but still it's just
going back in soon.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Well, I'm knackered from work, so I'm like, you know what?
Already?
Oh boy, yeah.
Actually, I did feel like that. Yeah, I was like, I really need a holiday, but okay, give me a lockdown. Don't pay me, but I'll just stay in my home and make stuff.
And you can do. You can do. It's great.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, hopefully we're going to see more of you in the festival, and if you do get your new show going or your second season and you want to come back on and do another chat with us and promote anything you're working on and tell us about it, let's do that. And let's stay in touch.
Thank you
hopefully
so much, Chris. It's been really fun.
Pleasure. No, I've really enjoyed it.
Lovely to meet you.
I know. That's the nice thing. It's
I feel like I knew you just from watching the festival and kind of your bits in it.
I was going to say
seemed very familiar.
There's a lot of personality in that, I think. So if hopefully people like that humour, because if they don't, that's just generally how I am. But that's nice that came across, and vice versa. I wanted to kind of meet the lady behind that performance. I really enjoyed as well, and to pick your brain and stuff. So that's been lovely to do so. So perfect.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
until next time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.